Cassie
and Callie,
and we are here this week to offer you some encouragement. So that is our goal for you today, is to encourage you to go home.
Save time.
Use your time wisely.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I think this is really important to me because it really hits home. So today it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to kind of just be interviewing Callie and asking her for her ideas and advice. And so I've been teaching a long time, and I think because of just my personality, I'm Enneagram number 3, if you are familiar with the Enneagram. Part of that is that I tend to be a workaholic and an overachiever, and that has shown so much in my work life because I've had a really hard time balancing my work with my regular life, my family and my kids and all of that. And it has taken me a lot of years to finally kind of find that balance there and realize that my home life is just as important as my work life. So today we're going to talk about some of the things, some of the lies I told myself that made me just work way too many hours. And then we're going to talk about some of the free resources that we've made for you to help you get your work and life into balance. So, yeah. So we'll start. I'm just going to kind of tell you some of the things that kept me kind of being a workaholic. And you can probably relate to most of these. So first off, I wanted to be a really good teacher. And so I thought to do that one of the things that I needed to do was to really know where each of my kids were academically. And so I felt like I had to grade everything, like homework, classwork, everything. Yeah. So Callie, now the reason we're doing it this way is because
I'm the opposite. I mean, I'm a hard worker, but I would always be super hardworking inside of the classroom. I mean, Cassie was too, but I saved it for inside of the classroom. Then outside of school, I was kind of like, you know what, it's time to go home, and school needs to be kept at school, and my home life, and
you deserve to have it.
Yeah, exactly. So, academic wise. So, obviously, grading papers is important and everything. So, and obviously knowing where your kids are, but you start to develop that, where your kids are just by being in the classroom every single day. So you don't have to grade every single little thing they do. There were times whenever I would see Cassie grading the homework, like literally grading it, like every single question, and like, no, don't. I never did that.
She gave me reality checks all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to get feedback from kids in the classroom. It doesn't have to be from paperwork all the time. And also with grading, nowadays there's a lot of digital grading. So I personally obviously as a math teacher, we had to do a lot of things on paper, and that's important. I feel like to solve the steps of a problem is important on paper. You can't do that on the computer. Well, you can, but come on.
We can't see it as easily.
Exactly. And it's good for kids to be working on paper. Anyways, so you can work on paper and have the kids, or they can work on paper and then submit it online, or submit their grades through Google Forms or things like that. So you get instant feedback and you can grade instantly and see exactly where the kids are right away. And there's a ton of other ways to do that.
It's about giving up control. And that's when Callie was always talking to me about, you don't have to be in control of everything.
No, and I guess me as a teacher, I was just super, I don't know. I guess I trusted the kids a lot in a way where it's this is all of our classroom. It's not just my classroom.
And that has to do with relationships. So anyone who's seen Callie teach knows that the foundation of her teaching style is as relationship building. Yeah. And because she had such a good relationship with her kids, she wasn't worried about them cheating. They didn't need to cheat. They could come if they needed help.
And I trusted them, so it worked out.
So grading, oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, so grading, yeah.
Okay, so grading was the first kind of lie I told myself that kept me working late every day and bringing a ton of stuff
I do
home.
want to add one more thing. At the beginning of a semester or of the 9 weeks, you usually know how many things you need. Well, you do know how many things you need graded. So kind of plan that out with your team at first to figure out what you really need the grades for.
Yeah. That way you get your grades.
Yeah, you're grading the right things.
Okay, so the second thing that kept me working really hard is I wanted to be an amazing teacher, and I thought that I had to do all of these best practice things that we were learning about when the district sent us to workshops or when I was scrolling through Pinterest. So basically I tried to do all the things. Anything new and cool coming out, I wanted to do it in my class.
Yeah, no. I mean, I definitely did, but I stuck with one thing, or I tried one thing, and if that didn't really work out, then I tried the next thing. I guess, did that answer that question?
Yeah, it's kind of like
you just try to do everything and
yeah, I tried to I think I tried too much to do it myself.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to make all the resources myself.
Okay, so resources. Like, for instance, Cassie's amazing, or whenever we talked together, she was always making these fun resources and things like that, and she worked really hard on them. But a team is very important because a team is meant to work together, and you can divide and conquer. So when Cassie, was working on something for her class, I was like, oh, I like that too, but let me help. So I would maybe make a digital activity or maybe do something else. That way it saves her time too, and it saves me time, and we're using amazing resources.
Yeah, once we started working more collaboratively, and it wasn't just us, it was the entire team. But once we started doing that, it was just a game changer because we were able to do all the best practice and have all of the best activities and cool stuff, but we didn't have to create it from scratch ourselves every time.
And that's important. A team is important, and I feel as though you're not placed in a school to be an individual teacher by yourself. Like, you are put on a team for a reason, and you were accepted into that position for a reason because it's important to work well with others. Mm-hmm. So
it benefits the students and you because you get to go home. And so after years and years of teaching, I did get kind of burned out because I was just working too much, and also I was starting to feel a little resentful about the things that I missed. So, for example, when I first started teaching in public school, my older daughter was a junior in high school, and I completely missed out on her junior and senior year because I was so busy working and trying to be just the best teacher ever. So don't do that. It's not worth it. Your job is your job, and it's an important job, but your life is your life, and it's even more important. Your life is more important than your job, and your family and your own children are more important than the children you teach.
You don't get paid overtime. You clock in and you clock out, and that's...
Yeah, and in the blog that we're featuring this week, there are a bunch of different strategies that can help you to kind of get that in focus and just maybe come to a realization that it's not worth sacrificing your life.
Yeah, I mean, and I will admit, I went into school early, but just to make sure that, I could get in that mindset and just be refreshed for the day. But I never really stayed super late after, unless I, was working with kids or
spending time with them.
The kids loved to stay after school just to hang out, so...
Well, we do have some freebies for you, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that. And right here you see this poster that says "Just eat it," and that comes from a famous saying that says "Eat the frog." And basically it means do what you have to do first. The must-dos that you have to do, just do them and get them out of the way. So we have a few freebies. The first thing that we have is an organizer that can help you to make goals for yourself, to manage your time and decide what you have to do each day to stay on top of your must-dos. There's also another little daily planner, and it just has a space for plan, copy, prep, grade, and do, just so you can kind of make your list in the morning of the things that you need to do, and that way...
This is good to just stay on your desk rather than opening up a huge planner and having to...
Yeah.
That's overwhelming, just looking at a huge planner or a lesson plan book.
Yeah, and we also have like another version that you can laminate and write your things that you have to do each day, and then with an expo marker just scratch it off as you do it. You can just leave it on your desk, and that way if you make sure that you get the things that have to be done each day instead of procrastinating, then you can go home on time. And then the last part of the freebie are some free little Post-it quotes that you can print from your printer, and they're all inspirational about going home.
I like the there's a Netflix one. Netflix called and said you're behind on your shows.
So those are for you just to kind of stick around your office to remind you.
Yeah,
that,
stick around.
Yeah. To remind you to go home. So anyways, check out the blog if you can.
And you said there's a ton of different.
You can download all of the organizational materials we told you about and the Post-it note reminders. And there are about 15 different strategies for helping you to get done with all of those tasks that you have to get done, and so that you can balance your work and your life.
Yeah.
So anyways, we are excited to hear from...
One more thing. Cassie and I, now we work together, obviously, and we've been doing this for over a year now. And our job is to save you time.
Yeah.
And to help the students and the teachers. So, yeah.
Yeah, whenever I started this business as a full-time curriculum creator, I spent a lot of time thinking about my purpose, and my motto is to help you get your nights and weekends back. And I just regret so much of my own life working so much, and that's why I think it became my mission, so that you can have all the things that you need, but you can also have the time with your family instead of trying to search for all those things. So yeah, you can. That is our life's work, is to help you.
Every day we are working hard to help you guys. So,
well, we'd love to hear from you. So if you have any questions or need anything, don't hesitate to call.
Give us a shout out.
Call. My number is... No, just kidding. Bye.
Bye.